Check, 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 check. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Check, 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 check. Let me know if you can hear me. I hate that this is taking so long. Please bear with me. I am still struggling with some issues. All right, so now the stream bit rate. Hey, there we go. Okay, perfect. All right, so I think I know what it was. It was a user error, and I apologize for that. But let's get back into this drawing now, and let's go from there. All right. So what we're going to do with these guys in front is that they're mostly going to be silhouettes, but what we want to do is we want to still add some feature unique things to each guy. So he, excuse me, so he kind of stands out a little bit. So again, for each person, since it just didn't say guy. All right. So again, we probably start off with this one right here. And steer. Forgot. Okay. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna kind of work things out for the most part. So this one, give her some braids. This guy right here, just give him like a nice little box cut. I'm gonna box his head out a little bit. Add little features to him. Let's see here. So again, and now we're just kind of just building these guys out. We're not adding too much detail to them because again, a lot of them going to end up just as silhouettes. Actually, want to reduce her some. So let's select her, and reduce her in size a little bit. Move her over a lot more. There we go. Yeah, move her over. She's gonna be a little bit shorter than dude. Yeah, right about there. Move her down. So now, and delete, deselect. I mean, yeah. So now we're just kind of changing people up, changing positions a little bit. Making sure that we give each person their kind of their own unique look, just a little bit of a unique look, if just that. Let's see, baseball cap on this guy. Ears, face features, can't really see too much. Uh, put some put some dreads on this guy, and we're gonna put him kind of off right behind this guy, directly behind him. So his hair is actually gonna be blocking out some of his baseball cap. I don't want to just We'll just add shadow to the front area of his face and maybe to the top area of his cap. And this guy, and him right there. Uh, I'm here to learn. I've been there for 10 plus years. We never. Oh, that's what's up, man. Appreciate you, Demonics. Welcome, staff. Welcome, and I'm glad you're here to learn. I'm hoping I dispense a little bit of knowledge today, just a little bit. That's kind of the hope and the prayer is that we just get a little bit of knowledge out there and people feel comfortable asking questions. So if you have questions, um, you have any concerns or anything like that, please let me know. Not concerned so much. I mean, that sounds so hokey. But if you got questions, you know, make sure you're asking them in the chat. If you got something you want to talk about, make sure you're asking in the chat. Please, guys, whenever you guys stop by, go ahead and hit the like button. I'm telling you right now, if you don't do nothing else, please hit the like button because the like button really helps us grow, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to grow moving forward. We're also trying to make sure that we are teaching and just showing people that there's plenty of ways that you can do things. Keep forgetting that's not charging right now. Um, so if you have, just keep going. Just see you do. Oh, well, we're gonna keep it moving. But yeah, so again, only thing I'm doing with these guys is I'm just doing just a little bit. I'm gonna drop her down. So make that to her. I think she needs to come down a little bit. Give her a bang a little bit. Drop her hair down a little bit. You probably won't be able to see it in the finished version, but still it's there. All right, so with these guys, we're gonna work. And then the other thing, especially with digital drawing, I like to work layer by layer and then just kind of walk it down. So I already know we got this part done. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and eliminate all these other visual elements. I'm gonna just concentrate on these guys right now. So if you notice, I'm always gonna once I kind of figure out where I've got some stuff, drop the opacity. I'm probably gonna add another head right here, which means I'm gonna make more work for myself. But hey, who cares? Um, that's just the job, and I just don't like having that dead space right there. So I think I'm gonna do that, and would probably just make that. I don't want to do. That's really oh man, and I need okay. All right, so I know that do a little split right there, and then we'll go ahead and she's more defined by the volume over here, and all right, so that kind of lets us know where that's at. Means I really want to change this chip a little bit now. You know what? We're gonna give her we're gonna give her a shortcut. So we're just gonna give a little stubble right there. Again, you're not gonna really see much, but you just wanna see a little bit of stuff. This guy needs to be bigger. So again, go ahead and just circle him a little bit. Oh, I want to just really just raise this guy up just a little bit. There we go. There he goes. I want to see the tall guy, big guy. Now, put a little bit more. Just give him a big old back, big back, but for a reason. here. Cool. All right. We got Dread Dude in the background. Got bald guy right here. Short hair lady right there. Just draw a silhouette right there. Just kind of sneaker. Sorry. All right. So let's check in relation there. So now the thing that I'm looking at is everybody, how they're standing in relation to my main character. Now the guys that are in the further back in the foreground, or yeah, these guys are in the foreground. This is the middle ground right here. The guys in the middle ground, I address them separately. And then Zarya, technically she's middle ground, and then we have this background area right here that we're working with. So now I'm just addressing everything and making sure everybody fits where they belong. Okay, with her, let's go ahead and let's add our vector layer on top. All right, so now make sure this is that's cool. Go ahead and lay that like that. All right, so now and if you want to know what I'm drawing with, so I'm on my vector layer now. I'm drawing with the G pen. I'm going to set it to 12 point um, um, for the nib, and I think that's going to be pretty good. And again, this is uh, more loose probably than you would think, only because again we're working with people in extreme foreground of a shot. Um, so technically, like honestly, when I finish, go to the finishing portion of this shot, I could literally put a slight Gaussian blur on these guys, because they're so close to the camera, and that is something that I'm going to consider as I continue with this one. So, second, um, so we want these guys to kind of be right there in the middle of it. Like sometimes the first couple of attempts may not work the way I want them to, but we just kind of keep going. So, and now looking at where people are going to be, and I'm going to work out their shadow areas, all that type of stuff. And the only thing now is that you just kind of have to, all right, all right. What's up, Latif? How's it going? We back at it. We bite, brother. We bite. You got Demonics in here, got Latif in here. Um, so please, guys, go ahead and make sure once you announce yourself, which you always got to do, always announce yourself when you come in the room. Um, Make sure that you hit that like button, like the stream. That gives YouTube the heads up to say, hey, these guys, you guys pay rest of you guys, if you're into this type of stuff, you need to be paying attention to this guy. So that helps us grow and get a robust chat. And obviously we can kind of go from there. And just kind of keep doing that. I need to so I need to get another figure out where that other need to figure out where that other chord is at. That's really irking me. Yeah. Oh, no, no. We might be in business, y'all. See if this works. Yep. All right. Whew. Man, I was about to be mad. I was about to be mad, but now I'm good. All right, so let's see here. I'm not really liking. Oops, let's see. It might. Oh, let me check something real quick. I think they joined to be dead. Dead. Do. Trials and tribulations of being a digital artist, yo. Um, Sometimes you gotta check and see, you know. Okay, so you got the shortcuts on mode. What I'm saying. Okay. Alright, so why are we not reading? This is yeah, this sometimes he has got to fight with stuff, guys. This should not be blinking like this. Why is it blinking? Let's see here. Check my Bluetooth settings. Oh, I see what's going on. Okay. All right. So we try to do streams like this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Um, like I said, I missed this past Monday. I was at a funeral, but we'll be on stream today, obviously, and we'll be on stream Friday, obviously. So every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Normally we try to do it around 3:30, but sometimes I'm super late, like I was today. Uh, so we try to be around 3:30 p.m. Central Time for the stream. And normally I'm in the studio, but because of issues at the house today, I'm doing a stream from now. Okay, so there we go. And what I'm doing now, let me show all devices. So this device, all right, over here, man. Let's try to get everything more Bluetooth settings. Okay, add device, one on devices. All right, gotta see where this is at because what it is trying to pair. Connecting, connecting, connecting. Come on, try connecting your device again. Dude, you're not going to work with me today. All right, looks like we got done. There we go. So many times this. There we go. Now I got my shortcut remote. So still needs to charge, but it was locked in pairing mode for some stupid reason. Um, and it was not that was not a good deal. Right. And the reason why I'm starting back over is I'm going to actually go with a thinner line for this crowd shot. I'm really gonna work on trying to it's just something like some of these guys are just a little bit off to me. So I have to be real conscientious of that. It just felt very it didn't feel good. And sometimes when it doesn't feel good, it's just best to start back over and just kind of work it out from there. That is kind of the good, the bad, and the ugly of it. It's like sometimes things work perfectly the first time out. Other times you gotta fight with it. I think this time I gotta fight with this one a little bit. So there we go. Okay. Yeah, man. So yeah, we try to stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday around this time. Well, not around this time. I normally, like I said, 3:30 Central. Um, what we're working on, and obviously, you just could be working on whatever project at the time. Put this big neck dude right here. There we go. And there we go. No, I don't like his head though. There we go. Mm, Man, the fans are going loud today. Can you guys hear the fans? So, pushing a lot of power today. I'm trying to figure out how to push more of that power through my graphics card. Um, so I try to push more through that graphics card. Uh, but we're figuring it out. Uh, OBS can kind of be tricky. And let's see here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put a little fuzz on her here. The thing about everything is just the tilt of your line, the line that you, the tilt of the line that you make pretty much can determine if an image looks good or if an image needs work. Mhm. If you don't tilt the line correctly, or if you do a little one too far to one side or too far to the other, it's can kind of it really mess things up. Mhm. Go ahead and put the area right there. I actually want to spin it around. Like, and then there we go. Here. All right. So then we're gonna do this. This guy is just a silhouette, basically. Put that guy in all black. Okay. Now, actually going to increase him to a 12 because I want him to be directly behind all of those guys. And we just want that to be. So basically, have his hair right there. That's nothing but hair. We want to increase the nib size to 30. And then I can just kind of create the texture lines I want. So I hope everybody's been having a good week, man. Um, Mine's has started out rough, but we're getting there. The weather's going to be kind of rugged the rest of the week. So see how it goes. Might have to do another home stream, but again, we'll see how that goes for Friday stream. So now we know this is kind of marked up for shadows. So just do that. And obviously, when I'm marking the area out for shadows, I just put a little X right there, just to kind of remind me, like I did right here. This also is reminding me that the shadows from right here. So I can go ahead and kind of do that. That could be in the shadow area. Take that out a little bit. It should be in the shadow area. X that. shadow that out. See, that one right there. I'm gonna put that shadow right there. Look at that. Just leave that. Actually, yeah, and then this can be shadow. Right, put shadow in. There we go. That's kind of cool. Just kind of figuring this out. All right, so let's go ahead and put her head in. We're gonna have a shadow right here. For that, put the split like that one. There we go, like that one. There we go. So now we got this. Just kind of mark these areas off as needed. Mm-hmm. Do that later. All right. Make sure that. Yeah, this can be. She could be silhouette all the way. Not needed for anything else with that one. That's all silhouette. You get texture. You got silhouettes. Mm, that shadow. That shadow. All right. Mostly shadow here. Mostly shadow there. Shadow area there. Kind of fill these in as need be. All right. So now I can now switch over and just start filling. Now, there's a couple ways I can do the fill. Um, the quick, fast, easy way would be to put a roster layer up under there and then just fill it in using my paint bucket like so. Uh, and then you do is you make sure that you drop out any visible layers. So, and before I would do that though, I would have to make sure that all these are closed up right here, like these lines right here are closed up. So let's do that. No, I don't know. I don't even need that. I just need that closed up. Get that right here. And I guess for a scene shot like this, yeah, it really doesn't. I really do just need to kind of make sure that those lines are closed up, and I can just go through this quickly. Um, Here, so make sure all of this stuff is closed. The lines are closed. So all of this is closed up. All of that's closed up. That, that, that. And once again, make sure we got that. Oops. Yeah, I want to make sure we get all these lines just closed up before we go to using the paint bucket. Now, now I can go in and use the paint bucket to make these areas as dark as I need them to be. The correct areas anyway. Now, as you can see, the paint bucket is only filling around, is filling in, on the outskirts of all the outskirts of the line, and in some cases, it's filling in around the X, and so it's not filling over it. I'll show you guys how to handle that problem in a second. Right now, let's just get these guys covered up. All right, cool. Now let's go back in. We'll go here. I'm gonna put a little texture in his hair right here, just so he has, give him some Kevin Durant beat the beats, beat the beat. So that's the other thing, then you can go back and put texture into people's faces and stuff like that. Um, we'll go here and we'll just darken this up a little bit in on the vector layer. Doesn't need to be covered the same. Same here, just kind of darken it. There we go. Now, magic wand these guys. Cool. Just drop that. And what we're going to do is go to here. We're going to go to, this is our layer, the correct line tool. And we're going to set things to thicken. Um, see that go to our pen tool. I'm going to go to this. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, oops, forgot. Do one last time. Inverse. There we go. Yeah, so now we're just going to thicken these lines a little bit and take them to the edges. So it kind of covers up those areas that maybe didn't get covered initially. And if you see, like you can see, like right here, it gets a little pixely, but if you see right here, and if I want to get like real surgical with it, which I am in this case, uh, I'm just sticking that line. I can, let's see. What happened? How much stuff? Oh, input selected. Yeah, it should work. Yeah. So the only problem we're gonna have with the silhouettes is areas where, yeah, there we go. Move that over. Nope. There we go. So, and what I can do is I can toggle back and forth and kind of see where line meets line to kind of get the best results, especially in this case when I'm kind of working a little bit dirty. Switch that out over there. Switch that out over there a little bit. So, and which is funny, like I forgot to fill this area in, but because I've got the line thickened tool, like it's kind of can add way too high, way too high. Oh, there we go. All right, there we go. So let's go back over here and thicken that. There we go. Thicken it. Yeah, so now I can kind of just thicken as I go. Or, like I said, I can just fill in as I need to. Hit that line thicken tool and make sure we are good to go. So now we can kind of bring this back up to a fitting point. Just go to town on this thing real quick. Build and build and build real quick. But by using this little sticking tool, um, I can kind of cover any areas that weren't that you need to cover with the black. And I just go back in and kind of tighten up areas, certain areas that were um, maybe we overdid it a little bit. There we go. There we go. Okay, cool. Now go back in. Just go in. And it's just a back and forth, man. It's just that's all it is. You just kind of go in, you go back and forth, you kind of feel where things are at. Um, so now we deselect, go back onto the vector layer. Let's bring this down to 10 point. Let's see. Get rid of any lines that don't need to be there, so to speak. And we'll line weight to everything cross hatching, and we'll build from there. And you really want to kind of build this out a little bit shadow wise, just because line weight wise, we're gonna kind of it's you're gonna kind of lose detail the further you go in. So now we kind of just say, okay, all right, and get the texture to the hair so that it looks like the hair is flowing. There we go. I'm gonna brush in some detail lines to the guy's head here. Yeah, in the future, even new era still look like new eras, no matter what. And shadow right there, they have some texture. Right, a little weight to that line. Oh, thank you, bro. Thank you. And again, this is just adding doodads, doodads, detail. Uh, It's just really kind of just trying to make people feel fuller. Because again, these guys are in the foreground of the shot, and they actually are going to get like the least amount of color, honestly. So we're just really kind of making sure that they're kind of just covered. You know, they get like the most. I would say they get the most linear detail. But then colors wise, we're just going to stick to kind of a monochromatic tone with them colors wise. So, and the reason why we kind of are doing that is just part of the it's part of the process, right? Oops. Yeah. So these hash lines actually add a little bit of just extra pizzazz, extra pop, and um, adds a little bit more to them. So it's not just they're simply just people are standing there, but you want to just like right here where I'm at the extra lines, which I'm about to add to Homeboy right here with the hat. That actually brings brings them out more. It's not just okay, so we just got this basic ass line, shadow area. So you take them from kind of basic and to, okay, there's a little something to these guys. We got the shadows, the light source is coming from a certain direction. Okay, and spin this real quick. Spin this real quick. Rotate the canvas a little bit, bring it in a little bit, and rotate. And the reason rotate the canvas is so they kind of just I can kind of keep my line correct, the hatching correct. Um, so I can kind of, and the reason why is because when I pull, I want that taper right there. I want that taper to go towards the light. So that's the reason why I'm doing, switched it over so I can do that. Slow it down a little bit so you can kind of see. Yeah, that. It's the same thing here on the shoulders. It's very much how it works with me. I might be doing something one way, and then I'll see something that I did and be like, switch it up to this way. So get rid of all that hatching right there. So I'm gonna do it differently. and we're pulling. And again, it's a quick boom and pull, boom, pull, boom, pull. So if you notice, then you can see how that line tapers. Uh, too long. That's how long I've been drawing. Too long. I've been drawing uh since the 80s. So that lets you know I've been since I was a kid. So um, a long, 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 long time. And again, it's hey, just trying to add a little bit of texture, a little bit of flavor, a little bit of let's go through there, get that off of there. I'm just trying to add a little, again, this is pretty interesting situation where now I kind of know where I want what I wanted, or I figured out my approach. So now I have opportunities to kind of do the things I want to do. And all of a sudden, just this hatch technique right here is everything I need it to be. Yeah, 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 damn. I know. I'm old. It's okay. You can say it. I heard your Kevin Hart voice. Damn. But there. Now, you got these people in the front. Um, so what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna lock this layer because I don't need to move that. Move. Let's get a new layer under that. Sorry about that. I was kind of harsh. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna drop in, or we're gonna paint bucket in. Whoops. Before I do anything, this is what I should have done to begin with. Boop, hit the shift. Boop. Yep. Now, go ahead and inverse this selected area. Boop. Get back on that. Get that paint bucket out. Paint bucket action. Now I got to worry about, I can't, so I can't accidentally color outside of the line. And once again, we're doing dark purple first because they're actually in the shadow area. So we're not doing our process the other way. We're going to worry about that on Zarya more than these guys. All right. So now that we know that, let's go here and you know this. Now it's the same situation. Just go ahead now to the sticking tool. Go ahead and let's see. We'll take this up to 80, 600, and then we're just gonna. And this just fills in any areas where the black maybe where because sometimes the when you're on that frosted layer, uh, the paint sits on the outside of that black layer. So now uh, there's no white. Like if you had zoomed in, and sometimes it's perceivable to the fan. They can see that little white, like the little white border. You don't want that. See, I knew he was thinking in your Kevin Hart voice. All right. So, but now that we got that, what we're gonna do, we're just gonna keep this on layers. So, um, I'm now gonna go ahead. Let's go ahead over here and let's just drag this up a little bit. I'm gonna airbrush in. Let's go soft. Yeah, yeah, let's go soft. Let's go airbrush in little bit of light, just a little bit. Even on there in the shadow area. And the reason why I wanted to do it like this instead of like the other way of doing it, I wanted things to kind of have this little bit of this painterly feel to it. It's not a lot, but just a little bit. If I wanted to, I could do like a second layer of this lighter purple, but this is cool right here because again, these guys are just crowd people. Um, but you want them, feeling like that. So now that I've got that set up, let's see here. Yeah, and that's okay. Then we'll go back up here, create a folder. So we're going um uh for right, there we go. Um, Excuse me. And now I'll hold down the shift button. I want to select all my layers. Now I'm going to hold shift and select all these layers, including the pencil layer, and we'll throw that all in there. So now I can put my other guy in here with these four guys in here now, and this crowd, they can disappear. All right, so let's see here, and then we deselect it. All right, now everybody's, so now when I need to check things, I can just pull them back up. But right now, I think it's looking pretty good. They are basically, crowd is ready. So now we need to do our second layer of guys. All right, so rinse, wash, repeat. Let's go ahead and so get back up here. That black. Go my pencil line. Um, I'll go ahead and these are the captains. So I actually have a captain's design already over here. Okay, so that is okay. That's the big bad guy. I don't have it already in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna import my captain's design, character design. Oh, and see here. So Captain, so it's gonna be Captain Alara and so now let's shift hold Captain Boss. So bring those two in there. One, two. Okay. So let's go back to Captain Alara. Okay. So that's to should that be right? It's left. So this be right to the left. All right. So this is Captain Alara. So we're going to put a little bit of respect on her hair. And we're also going to pull some of that hair back into a short deal right there. And then we're going to pull, there we go. Pull one of those braids back to fill in that space. So that's Captain Alar. Uh, She's a little older lady. So, and these are more. So these particular suits, if you notice, they kind of have a opening right here. So it's like it comes here, then the sleeves come out. Captain Lamar's got a little bit more boutte than the others. But I need to make her shorter anyway. So okay. All right. There we go. All right. Now let's do uh-huh. Okay, found you. You don't belong to anybody because that's already right there. So you need to go. Yeah, you just need to go. That's Captain Laura. These guys look like giants compared to her. Um, actually, so this one I need to do. Yeah, what I need to do is you go regardless. That Captain Laura. That's there. And then that. And then we'll move her down. So probably tilt her a little that way. That way she doesn't lose. Okay, cool. There we go. Actually, this guy, Captain Moss, and you Captain Moss. This is right here. Get Captain Moss. Need to go ahead and actually probably make him a little bit taller, pull him down. Make him a little bit taller because he's taller than the other guys. Pull him over a little bit. Right? Yeah, okay. This captain right here, pull that, pull her down a little bit. All right, cool. This captain right here, bring him around a little bit, pull him down a little bit. Probably shrink him down a little bit too. There we go. Yeah, and we want to shrink her down a little bit too. Just a little bit. There we go. So now let's get to, get her, get him. Let's get to him next. All right. With this guy, I want to give him. With this guy, I want to give him. I've been itching to give a guy a mohawk for a minute and give him a mohawk. So, don't at me. He's getting a mohawk. Remember when Mohawks had made a quick little comeback for a minute? And then just like that, they were gone. Okay, so their collars are more. And again, the captains you can tell because they have more of a formal uniform um, type deal going on. Go ahead and pull that down. One time right here. Here's anything. Well, again, and here's something that you kind of get used to as you grow, and you just have to keep trying different. You have to try different things. You have to try different textures. You have to try drawing different braids. It's not always the most fun thing in the world. Um, Try drawing different braid designs. Pinterest is a lot of great information on Pinterest. You just put in like um, hairstyles, and all these hairstyles will come up, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, cool. So yeah, so that's how it kind of goes. Uh, Now it's kind of coming to okay, it's kind of coming to fruition now. It's all happening. And what I'm doing now is I'm just with my pencil line kind of indicating to myself where things need to go, and kind of seeing how I'm going to put it together, just as a just from a creative standpoint. So using the shadows now, because that crowd, remember, they're standing around these guys. I'm actually gonna have to make these guys a little bit big. Maybe not. I might just move around a bit. So uh, go ahead, needs to go out the way. This guy, just need to move him around a little bit. Here we go. Yes, now I can move her around a little bit as far as she's still shorter, since she's in front. Now, okay, see, and now you can kind of see how working in layers helps me figure out everything. See, sorry, is that so? He needs to stand. He needs to be standing right about here, and like so, because he's kind of tall too. So he needs to be kind of obscuring these two. She's a shorty, so she needs to be down here. So, over, down, over. There we go. All right, now I can get to this guy. Let's drop y'all out for a second. I get to this guy, or this woman right here, and with her, the hairstyle don't want to get her. So even now, I may see something, or I may be doing something, and I'm just trying to figure out certain things. Like I may go over to Pinterest, like I'm going over to Pinterest right now. It's in my other window. You can't really see. Um, but I'm going over to Pinterest right now just to kind of look for some inspirations, because I want to give her something a little bit different as a hairstyle. Let's get so small. Oh, that's out. There we go. No, I'm blind. Yeah, let's bring it down to 125. There we go, 125. There we go. Now, so we go to my save files, and I literally have in fact, if you're having trouble and you want, I have a black hair reference. Here, I'll put the link in the chat. Here, this could help you out. Go check this out. That's a link to my Pinterest. All the reference pictures I picked up for black hair, and I just refer back whenever I just maybe if I'm a little confused or something. Oh, see right there. Oh, that's gonna work. Because then I can put the little spiky spikes on there too. Oh, cool. See, went right, found one, went right to it, found one. All right, no, not you, buddy. You got to get on her. So, and oh, that's cool because it actually, okay, cool. Love it. And again, because the captains all have kind of the same outfit, there's really no. So the thing is, things like that, the hair, perfect. And then I can just kind of, and then I can just kind of shade it out in a way where people can kind of get the gist of the hair. And then I can just add the shallow areas right there. There we go. Now, I'm gonna do Kevin Ross. And we got a character design for him. His super long beard, his magnificent beard. Nope, that's the first thing we got to draw in is that beard. Yeah, this bald nose, like chin. So let's drop your eyes out for a second. So a lot of this stuff won't be seen, but because I'm drawing in layers, you want to draw it anyway because you don't know. So, so there's that, and then so drop another side. And let me see something. Oops. Okay, that extends all the way down. So because we're seeing the most of him, even though it's going to be in shadow, I make sure I have at least everything on model correctly. All right, so now, all right, there we go. There we go. Yep, there we go. So now, got him in relation to Zarya, which is cool. Got them in relation to each other, which is super cool. All right, so him, I need to finish up his arm. And again, just like I said, just because I know they're going to be blocked off by some certain things, because we're working in layers, those things still have to be drawn. Um, it's just kind of what you pay for it, the price of the freedom that you get from working in layers. Probably have to do some separation deals over there. All right, so now I can go ahead and let's go ahead and join these guys. Um, Not join them. We'll go ahead and bring them down first. Now, what we want to do is we can draw eight, draw over, and draw on the vector layer. Oh, no problem, man. I actually have a lot of different references on Pinterest that I think will work for guys. So I'll share them periodically along the way. And just what you do, just go over there and follow. Like here's another one that I think will help out a lot. So always studying. Um, and you say, I know you said that you wanted to become better at this um, in the long run. This is one I use for to help me with framing shots. And actually, one of the series that I'm going to do on the channel, one of the video series I'm going to do, going to be looking at Wollywood's 22 panels that always work. And we're going to do a video for each panel and we're going to work it out. And hopefully, you guys will like that. Okay, so let's see here. All right, let's drop these guys out. Ah, what's going on? Oh, what's on? Oh, yeah, I am. That was on the wrong thing. Just that quick. Mess up. All right, let's get to the foreground here. Well, uh, that's going to help you become a better visual storyteller. Uh, I don't know about watching me. Let's pull this up a little bit so I can see what the heck I'm doing. But I want you to keep let's keep doing what we're doing. And the thing about it is that all it is it's just information. Uh, It's just information. And if you have the access to the information, you really are going to become your own thing, your own person. And that's really what I want. Go ahead and use our big. So now the difference between this one is I'm not going to put a separate layer on there to paint bucket in the blacks. I'm actually going to fill the blacks in with my pen, um, which you'll see, and you'll see what kind of difference that makes um, when I get to uh, the point where it's time to color. Now, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to fill in some of those black areas with the pen because I know it's going to kind of have an idea how I'm going to handle this, which is kind of like you want to make sure we put some texture lines in there because again, these characters get not really because they got their backs turned, their shadow, which was part of the plan. Believe it or not, there was a plan. It was just me figuring out which way the shadows were going to go. Um, and basically, what I'm doing now is I'm leaving these areas somewhat open, right? So you want to use the shadows. It's kind of build up, and you know you've got this kind of I guess you what we call bas relief. So you've got these dark areas, but then you got these nice open white areas or open areas for the color. So, I'm gonna go 17 now. Cool. And we're just gonna pull that line down, pull those lines. And yeah, there we go. Did she have like some little earrings? This opportunity to give her big earrings. Again, we're gonna add the texture, the hair texture. So it looks like it's because we're doing it this way. Kind of looks like it's round and going around. Like that too. There we go. There we go. Just bring that back up. There we go. Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, yeah, static shot. So, uh, love what that show did for people that want to do comics, for brothers that wanted to do comics. So now we are going to drop out the white area. Let me see here. And again, I'm just going to make sure I got everything exactly where I want it to be. From a shadow perspective or from a shading perspective, because now we're going to go in with a magic wand very quickly. As soon as I get to my magic wand, move slow. And do I need to? No, that's cool. All right, so now I'm going to inverse that. Put a layer up under there, and let me see something. Did I come up with a color scheme first? Let's see. Oh, yeah, I did. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I got a color scheme for her. Oh, I did. See, I gave her. All right, so I did give her the big earrings. Let me get back in there real quick. I thought I did. So let's deselect that for a second. And then, so we're gonna get rid of this line for a moment. We're gonna cut into these lines for a moment. Yeah, I thought I gave her some big old earrings, but I didn't remember, and I didn't update the character design with the change. So and that happens. There we go. Please remember. There we go. Yep, perfect. Okay, now we're ready. Let's go back here and to inverse that selection. So this is ready. All right, so let's choose, choose the right colors. I'm gonna do that. So the captain's outfits are going to be a little bit different. And so as you can see, what I can do is I can bring into the sub view, I can bring whatever artwork in, and then I can have it to where I can select like colors. So say for instance, you got to do the same colors on the same characters all the time, instead of you looking around and like, well, how am I gonna do that? It's easy now. You can just go over here and select that color, uh, and put it on there, put it in there, and like and then and then so this the captains we're gonna make their uniforms is burgundy, dark burgundy. Love it, love it. Now that we've got just kind of this baseline here, I can drop that out, go down to my thicken tool, take this over to 800. I think that's good. Just sticking these lines up. Baduki. My homeboy Mark would say that when we play spades. Baduki, not spades. Play dominoes. I was at Market Chrysler. Whenever he got ready to drop down, yell Baduki. Uh, those were the days. Yeah, but he would yell that out. Baduki. So whenever I'm doing something crazy like that, I would yell Baduki. All right. So next. I'm gonna go ahead and we'll put a layer over here. Technically, I could have did the airbrush thing, but that's for the guys in the crowd, and I didn't want them to have a certain amount of detail, so that's why I didn't. This is my normal coloring pattern for um, coloring. Uh, I guess you would say workflow. So if you notice, I put the white over the colors, and now I'm going to color everything, color in my shadow areas on this layer on multiply, coloring all the shadow areas, shade them up. And I always give credit where credit's due. I did not invent this. This came from an artist called Starfish Face. She's got a real cool YouTube channel. I need to put the link to her channel in there, but I learned this from her, and this is it's a process that I admit it works for me. It absolutely works. And basically, it's just based off of you're doing more coloring with sliders than anything else. Um, and purple is the base color. And it's also, you'll see why it was so important for me to um, have certain things a certain way, because this workflow makes things so much easier. So now that the white's done, I can just delete that layer, and it's kind of hard to see. But now we're on the normal layer. We're gonna go select color gamut. We just select that right there. Hit OK. Color multiply, and then I'm gonna hit pull this up, and this is my hue, saturation, and luminosity slider. Dominoes is more your speed. Yeah, hey, we used to play that all the time back in the day. Now that I'm on the hue saturation slider, uh, I can now manipulate the that purple and make it whatever I want to. Like now, I'm going to change the hue. Let me pull that a little closer so you guys can see, because she is kind of small. I'm gonna change the hue a little bit, and I'm taking it kind of in a darker area because I was at one point taking it to the more of the reddish area, but now because the shadows are, because she's in a little bit more of a shallow area, I've been pulling the hue the other way, taking it into this darker area, and then what I'll do is I increase the saturation, and then in this case we're gonna bring up the luminosity a little bit, so it's gonna be a little bit darker. So once that's done, hit OK. Choose your layer. You want to deselect. Hit select again. We're gonna go select color gamut. We're gonna select that. We're gonna select that orange right there. We'll go back to multiply. Pull up the hue saturation luminosity slider. And once again, rinse, wash, repeat. And now that you know how it goes, you just kind of keep it going. So there. Go ahead and hit that. Put down normal. Scroll down a little bit. Hit select. Select color gamut. There we go. Select the burgundy. Hit the multiply. Pull that slider up. And I'm moving it into the colder region of so this is it, normally these are the colder colors this way with the hue, even with the saturation, it brings it down and makes it more muted. Um and luminosity either darkens or luminosity or lightens. In this case, I wanted to darken a little bit more because again, let's big picture this. When you come back out, big picture, deselect. Now let's bring back in a crowd. See how that looks? Now it's pulling in a little bit better, pulling in more. So now let's do this with our next guy. So what we're going to do now is bring our crowd back out. We're going to put her in her folder. So this is Captain Elara. Let's just say Elara. Yeah, you got to do all that. All right. Hit select and drop those into a folder. So now I can just remove her if I need to. All right. So this guy right here, I'm going to do him next. Get back up here. Do that. Put this back on 8 point. Um, put the vector layer over. And then let's get started. And this is what we're going to do. Rinse, watch, and repeat each characters. So um, and we just make sure that each character, we want to take each character and just kind of build them out. It's and it's not so much a slow process, but it is one where you just have to take your time and you have to just kind of just work your way through. You got to trust the process. Trust the process. And sometimes trusting the process can be hard. Trust me. I know. So take me back up to 20. Fill these in. Fill these wrinkles in real quick. Oops. Like that. Like that. There we go. And just kind of and just kind of pull and yank and what I love is leaving like little spaces for the color to fill in. Um, you can kind of just see how everything is going to look. It's kind of this roughness to it that I like a lot. And I'm really feeling that now. There we go. Like, again, just kind of it's kind of just you kind of building out, and you know, I love doing this, and I love the just having the fun aspect of it, just that fun aspect of experimentation and not doing everything the same way twice, and just kind of figuring out different ways to make things pop. I like that. There we go. Cool. All right, drop that out. Right there. Okay, there we go. Like that. Mm, mm, mm. Do that right there. Bingo, buffo, bango. So go ahead and inverse so that up here real quick. Just gonna there we go. Just so it has a little bit more look to it. All right, let's go over. Pull her up again. Now, get that burgundy. All right, you go, baby. The layer right here. And just like that. Just add that. Let's see here. Make him more of a reddish brown. Yeah, sometimes, especially with browns, you want to just bring more of the air more into the red side of things. That normally works best for people. And then let's see, we're going to give him green hair because it's why not? He's our punk rock. Oh God. So for this, we'll go ahead and get that number ink pencil on this end. Just so. And then, and now the separations make sense. Okay, so he's going to be more of a punk rocker type guy. Gave him some green. Give him that green. Then let's get over here. Go ahead and thicken these lines up. There we go. Right now, sticking it up. Okay, sticking these lines up. Bam. There we go. Now, pull up that. Make sure everything's where I want it to be. It is. Bring that down so it's not so that's so crazy. Okay. Actually, bring it kind of down out of control right there. Right there. So you just kind of come back in. So again, that line thickening trick is not perfect, but what it does is it covers so much that all you got to do is some minor touch ups, and it speeds up the process so much. So let's go with that. Start that, that, that. Set that to multiply. Click on my purples. And paint in, paint in the purple. So let's put that 20. There we go. All right. So now take that out. Bring that down. Delete the layer. And make that invisible for a second. So I'm gonna select the color gamut. Do that. Let's pick that. Boom. And bring that back. There, multiply layer, pull up that, hue saturation, bring it over to the cold side all the way, saturate it all the way down. Bring it, see up a little bit. There we go. All right, let's get back on this one. Deselect, select color gamut, hit, bring that up, pull up that slider, and we'll pull this into the dark area, saturate it down, luminosity, make that a little darker. Boom, deselect. Okay, hit OK. I'm sorry, hit OK. Deselect. Go back to normal. Like select color gamut. Select his afro. I mean his mohawk. Select color gamut. And take that into the cold again. Saturate that down and darken it up. Too dark. Right about there. Perfect. And deselect. And this captain is ready to go. So now I'm going to have to, now, as you can see, we have a positioning problem. He needs to be on behind her. He's in front of her. So we'll just say Captain. Captain A. There we go. Oh no, that's a Q. It's the A, dude. There we go. Learn how to type. Learn how to type, Dave. Learn how to type. All right, now, here's the cool thing about putting everything into a folder and why I'm not worried about the positioning issue just yet. Because what we're going to do is we're going to select all the layers that are important to our captain, our nameless captain. He's just Captain A. Now we're going to take his folder and move his folder in front of Captain Nalaris. There you go. Now, we're going to click on her folder, click on my move tool, and if you notice it, this is what I love about Clip Studio. I can move the whole everything. Like in Photoshop, I couldn't do this, but in Clip Studio, once it's in the folder, you can, if you're not inside the folder moving individual things, Clip Studio is just going to assume that you want to move the entire, everything that's inside that folder. So it's going to move it like that. And then now, let's bring in our crown. Okay, now I can kind of see where I want to move her. Let's move her a little bit more this way, a little bit more that way. There we go. And now we can click on him, raise him up a little bit. See, just a little bit. You just move them over and raise them up a little bit. Now I can see an issue where we got a little white space. So I can drop the crowd out. Which is not going to be, this is not going to be hard to fix at all. So we'll go to Captain A, drop down, go into a dark layer. And that just fix with black. Well, now bring back our crowd. Okay, now we're looking good. All right, I'm liking that. All right, so close that up. Let's do our next captain. And it's the same thing, rinse, rinse, repeat. All right, so, oh man, I'm getting kind of tired. Y'all, we've been going at it for good over 2 hours. That's what's up. That is what's up. Um, cool. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead. Go ahead. So, once again, guys, I appreciate everybody that was in the chat. Um, uh, Demonics, Teeth, appreciate you guys, man. Yeah, make the chat worth it, worth it. You know, for everybody else that's coming in and viewing, hit me in the chat, say hey, uh, things like that. If you're on YouTube, please like this stream. Please like the stream. And well, we're about to wrap it up. So but you know what? Even if you get on the replay, please like it. Um, if you guys have questions, hit me up. The new series, I'm going to get working on the new series soon, so you'll be seeing those videos dropping soon. We get more shorts and stuff up too. So just getting back into the swing of things. But this was fun. This was a fun live stream, and I'm glad you guys were along for the ride. So um, still working things out, but we're getting better and we're getting there. It had some audio issues to begin with, but we're getting better and we're getting there. And that's all I can hope for. So with that being said, it's DKG72 and I'm out. I'll holler at y'all. Peace.